I'm not sure where I got this calligraphy set, but since all the ink was still liquid, I priced it at $19 and it sold. This is an old gourd maraca with a scene painted on it. It has leather wrapped around it. Sold for $8.50. My husband bought a bunch of fishing rods. I don't know what he paid for them, but this sold pretty quickly. It's a Shakespeare Wonder Rod, and it comes apart in 2 pieces, and it sold for 25 bucks. I got this Barbie at a garage sale for 50 cents. Her hair was pretty bad, so I conditioned it and brushed it. She's a 38-inch tall Barbie, and she just sold for $49.50. I bought these vintage Dexter Wingtips at our local thrift store for $2.57, and they just sold for $39.50. I often pick up these Pyrex Vision saucepans. This is a 2.5 liter. I'm pretty much just selling 1.5, 2.5 liters, and it cost me $4.20 and sold for 25 bucks. I shipped them in an apple box. I bought this crewel framed embroidery at my local thrift store for $2.50, and it is about 25 inches long. Nicely done. I've had it hanging on the wall here lately, and it just sold for $32.50. Pretty nice. My husband picked up a bunch of fishing rods for $2 a piece. This is called a mirror glass rod, and it's all one piece, so I'm going to have quite a long box. It sold for $30. It's going to the Netherlands on the global shipping program. This is obviously a cigarette lighter from a vintage car. I believe it was a Buick. I got these from a friend, and it sold for $19.50. Just a tail light lens, and got these free and sold for 20 bucks, and it was a global shipping program. I think it went to Canada. I got this vintage fan a couple weeks ago in northern Minnesota for $1, and I listed it today for $22.50, and it sold in about within a half an hour. It's a little noisy when it's starting up and turning off, but it's alright when it's running. So I didn't really clean it, I just wiped it off, so that was pretty fast. I bought this mug a couple weeks ago for 50 cents and at a rummage sale, and it sold just now for $24.95. I've had this a while, don't remember what I paid for it. It's about 12-14 inches high, a Thermos from Kodak, and it just sold for $12.71 on sale. I bought this Wilton cake pan for $2. I didn't have my phone with me, but I figured Turtles was a good bet, and it just sold for 25 bucks. Just maybe a month it was listed. This is a wool hat. Glenover is the brand. Sold for 15 bucks. I've had these listed for a long time. I just put them on sale, and there's big iron rods, and I sold them for $18.50 for the pair. This is a Dansk wooden tray. It is light on the top and dark on the back. Paid $1.50 for it, and it sold for $19.50. This is a Bemidji Woolen Mills coat. My husband found it at our local thrift shop, and he paid $4 for it. And the buyer took forever to pay, and I opened an unpaid item case, but then he paid 65 bucks. So that was a nice markup. These are my husband's punt, pass, and kick booklets, sponsored by Ford. I sold them, took an offer of 9 something. I think I got this from a friend that moved away. It's a little model pump. It's about 8 inches long, and the pump handle goes up and down, and finish isn't very good. But I put it folk art and Western ranch decor on my description, and it sold for 20 bucks.